So I thought it was fitting today as I'm driving the Raptor to talk about the new RHO, the 2025 Ram TRX replacement, the RHO. So if you're into the off-road market, you should be excited about this. I know I am. I mean, it's not a Hellcat for sure, but I'm excited that these manufacturers are still bringing trucks like this to the marketplace. There's a lot to digest when you really think about what Ram just launched. I don't think it's a secret to anybody when Ram decided to launch this truck when the Hellcat, was ended. We all knew what it was going to be. Everybody knew it was going to be a twin turbo inline 6-cylinder Hurricane. Everything shows this motor is a straight ripper for being a 6-cylinder. I mean, it's 540 horsepower. I mean, just a few years ago, that's what a supercharged V8 would have. So it's like, how do you complain about it? Well, people will find a way to complain. I still think it's an awesome truck. I still think Ram builds a great truck. And I think the new Ram interior is great. It's been great for 10 years now. The exterior, that refresh, if you really look at it, the new front end looks really good. I think it's a good refresh. So then the question is, I made a video about this, trying to kind of gauge where would the pricing be for this new Ram RHO. And I was wrong because I just couldn't logically wrap my mind around what Ram was trying to do. I figured this truck was going to be around $100,000 because if you looked at where the TRX is at, it's $125,000. So they knocked 25 grand off the price, and you basically got a TRX without the Hellcat. You save 25 grand. Well, that makes sense. No, Ram went and made a starting price of $69,000. I want you to wrap your mind around that. Is $70,000 a lot of money? It really is, for sure. But when you compare to the pricing of everything else on the market, including Ram, the pricing makes no sense to me. I can't wrap my mind around this. So you can go get a Ram Rebel for 2025 with the standard output engine and be at $78,000. It's a Rebel, not a TRX, not an RHO. But yet Ram just sabotaged 2 or 3 of their own trim levels for 2025 are more expensive with less content. They're gonna sell a ton of these trucks, which is great for someone that's wanting one of these trucks that maybe is not a fan of the Raptor, or they just couldn't afford a Raptor. It doesn't really matter. They made this priced, it makes sense. It really does, but it doesn't make sense with the rest of the lineup. And I'll tell you what's really interesting is Ford is probably a little bit nervous right now because their base Raptor with the high output 3.5 EcoBoost is gonna be at like $81,000. I think it's like $79,000. So for almost $10,000 less, you can get a RHO with 90 horsepower more, arguably a better interior. What we don't know is what options will be on the RHO. So my guess is they're gonna do, like, if you look back at the early TRX launch, this was a vinyl interior, manual seat, super base interior truck. They might include the 14.5-inch center stack display, not sure. I doubt they'll include the real nice display above in front of the passenger side. There might be some other wheel options and steps, but it's interesting because Ram is going to absolutely sell a ton of these trucks. I'm convinced of it because they're sabotaging half their own trucks. I just did a video, and I've got another one posting here in the next few days, of a 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie, and it was priced at $69,000. So you could have a Laramie, $69,000 with the standard output Hurricane motor, or you could have a RHO for the same price. Absolutely makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand what they're doing. But this is good for people that want an off-road truck because the RHO is gonna be a bargain. And I'll tell you what's another thing that's interesting. If you're in the truck market right now and you're like on the fence, you want an off-road capable truck, and you're just like at this price point, but you also need a full-size truck, but you've been a Toyota enthusiast for a long time. Toyota just announced their pricing on the new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, and it's $65,000 or $66,000. So you can get a mid-size truck hybrid with like 300 horsepower for $4,000 less than a Ram RHO full-size truck with full-size truck capability. They're gonna sell a ton of these trucks, no doubt about it, and I'm excited about that. What I'm curious about is to see What options come with this thing? 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. Incredible, awesome. It's going to be a very great, capable truck. It's going to be fast. Nobody knows what it's going to sound like. It's probably going to sound a lot like a Raptor, I would assume. Ford spent a tremendous amount of development money trying to make the Gen 3 Raptor sound a lot better than Gen 2. And call me a fanboy, call me whatever you want, but I think the Gen 3 Raptor is a huge improvement in sound quality over the Gen 2. I actually think it sounds pretty good. It's obviously not a V8, but it sounds like a really good sounding 6-cylinder. And people will always argue about the sound of a V6 or 6-cylinder and say, well, this one sounds good and this one sounds bad. I have people that will argue to me blue in the face and say a Grand National sounds good. Personally, I don't think it sounds great at all. It sounds like a box truck. But they're fast and I respect the vehicle. I think they're really capable vehicles, but I don't like how they sound. But then they'll say at the same time, the new Raptor does not sound great, but I think it's got a better sound, and a lot of people would probably agree with that. Now, if you took an inline 6-cylinder like in a BMW, I think those things sound amazing. Those motors just sound incredible. So it's all subjective, really, what is sound and what do people like. But the performance of this RHO is gonna be awesome. Also, what I was looking at, it doesn't look like there's any functional differences on the RHO versus the TRX. It looks like the exact same wide body, the exact same Bilstein 2.5 shocks, the same travel, the same 35-inch wheels. They didn't go to 37s, which I'm bummed about. I would have really loved to see this thing come with 37s to answer what Ford did 3 years ago. I think that's cool, because if you do off-roading at all, the difference in 35s and 37s, especially in the dunes, that little bit better crossover angle, you have less bottoming out. It is really helpful off-road. So I'll be curious now to see how this RHO is priced. Do dealers try to mark this up? Do they try to gouge? Not really sure. I'm excited. I think this is a good move for the market. I thought, to be fair, I sort of thought the launch, I think Tim Kanakis, I think it's how you say his name, the CEO of Ram Trucks or Dodge brand, the guy just is like a car enthusiast and he's trying to do the best he can. He seems like a really cool guy. And I'm sure it's not his decision, but I thought the marketing was a little bit corny with like the Maverick-esque Top Gun thing. But I also thought the Charger release was a little bit corny also, but it's okay. I mean, hey, if it works and it sells more vehicles, you know, more power to them. But as someone that's in the off-road community, as someone that had a TRX on order and has Raptors, it doesn't sell to me. I wish there would have been more in a video talking about what did they do different to the suspension to make it more capable? What did they do? What is the fuel economy? Do you have better range? Like, what changes they make to the suspension or interior? I'd like to see a little bit more on that, but not a huge deal. They're going to sell a lot of these trucks. I mean, how do you argue if you're in the market right now for a full-size truck and you want it off-road capable? Man, this is going to be a bargain. And knowing Ram, maybe they're even going to offer like family pricing or employee pricing. I don't really know. But it's funny to me that a final edition Ram 1500, it's literally the exact same truck with a more dated front end and a different engine. MSRP to MSRP is almost $60,000 more. I mean, I don't know if they just miscalculated on their MSRP pricing for 2024, or if they were just really trying to just get the last amount of money they could get out of these TRXs. But man, that's a huge, huge difference. I'm also glad that I got a Raptor R, because I think the base Raptor, maybe not 37 package Raptor, but definitely the base Raptor is gonna be a tougher sell. I mean, it's got some competition now. I mean, do you want an inline 6-cylinder with possibly a better interior for less money and 90 more horsepower? Or do you want a Raptor? Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, if you're a Raptor enthusiast, you're buying Raptor regardless. If you're a Ram guy, you're buying a Ram regardless. But it's the people in between that are not like brand loyal. They're gonna have some questions to ask themselves. But I think it's cool. I think people should be happy about it. I don't think there's anything bad to say or anything that's a bummer about this whole thing. I just can't understand their pricing. It makes no sense to me. Literally, how does someone say, yep, you know what, I really want a Rebel. I'm just dead set on a Rebel for more money than a Raptor. I don't know. Teach your own. Hey, thanks for watching. I plan to be getting my hands on an RHO soon and doing some drive reviews and just some comparisons to the Raptor R that I have currently and Raptors I've had in the past. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, feel free to like and subscribe.